do is open up File Explorer. You now need to click on this PC. And you need to just ensure that the drive you're trying to update Warzone on or install Warzone to disk space. If the drive doesn't have enough disk space, then Battle.net will get stuck when scanning game files. So if you did have to free up some disk space, once you've done that, go ahead and launch Battle.net again and see if that resolved the issue. If that didn't resolve the issue, then the next thing you need to do is keep Battle.net open, because we want to change the region. So at the moment I have Europe selected, which is the correct region for myself. However, if you do not have the correct region, then that could be causing you the problem. So make sure you do have the correct region selected. Once you have changed this, if you did need to change it, go ahead and click the update button again and see if that resolves the issue. If that didn't resolve the issue, then the next thing we want to do is click on the settings cog, and you now need to click on Show in Explorer. This will open up the location of your Warzone folder. We now need to go into Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and you now need to go into the data folder. Once you're in this folder, you now need to completely close down Battle.net. I'm going to do that now. Once you have closed down Battle.net, we now need to go into the next data folder, and you now need to change the order of the sites by clicking on Sites. So we have you now need to select the first file.
Very cool. She said, you can tell they eat a lot. Very cool.
12 kilobytes. Hold down Shift, and you need to select the last file that's 1 KB.
That's fucked up, man.
And you will now have all
that is funny shit.
selected.
It is funny.
You now need to press delete.
You know, look down and be like,
delete those files.
I put a boom, nigga, so about it. What about it? You know, I like the what about it? What about it, man?
That again, and see if this resolves the issue. If that didn't fix the problem, then close down Battle.net again. And you now need to go to the Battle.net folder, so we need to go back to the root.
I think you would have won right now, dude. I really do.
Modern Warfare.
What?
And you now need to right-click on this folder and rename it.
Oh, if we could have played already?
Yeah, if you could have played already. You know.
I'm pretty sure if I would have played this whole time, I would have at least won one.
Battle.net again.
Yeah,
the way things are going today, the way things are going today, man, I'm pretty sure of it.
Also, because it
I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure. I was sort of hoping Proof would get on with this again tonight.
You now need to ensure the
fun talking to him.
the same location where you already have Warzone installed. So my location is absolutely fine. However, I don't actually have this space, so I'm going to modify the install quickly by deselecting all these options here and then going confirm.
Well, he told us last night he's been having seizures.
You also do need to make sure you have changed the modify install to what you currently have installed on your computer.
Something like 2 years?
I know I don't have the campaign multiplayer, Spec Ops and Survival installed.
Yeah,
once you're happy,
he said, but they're not like normal seizures.
Press start install.
Says his
you now need to let the install.
His arm goes a little numb, and he just kind of spaces out.
We then need to pause the install. So now it's changed to 87 gig remaining. I need to pause the install. I now need to close down Battle.net.
Hey, Diego, do you want to play some of this new map with me? Come on.
That is just correct. And we then need to rename our folder back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Maybe, I think about it.
We now need to open up Battle.net again, and we now need to install again by clicking on the play button.
I'm used to that now. It happens more often than not these days.
And this should
it's these PC guys, man. They really think they own the world or something.
Scanning game files and
spit on the 7s and 8s and 6s.
However, if that still doesn't resolve the issue, then the only other thing you can do is just ensure that your security is not blocking Battle.net from updating, and also try turning off UAC.
You can't tell me you're irrelevant now, man.
All you need to do is right-click on the start
This could be good.
You then need to go into settings. You now need to type in the settings search at the top, UAC, and click on change user account control settings. You now need to change this to never notify. Once you've done that, press OK, restart your computer, and then open up Battle.net again. So that now brings me to the end of this video. Comment below and let everyone to know which method helped resolve the issue for you in this video. And also, if this video did help you out and you enjoyed it, then don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more computer sluggish tutorials.
And then, lo and behold, she has the honor of actually winning a seat in Congress, and she says we're a terrible country. I think that's about as ungrateful as you can get. And so while I'm not saying we forcibly send her anywhere, I'm willing to contribute to buy her a ticket to go visit Somalia. And I think she can look and maybe learn a little bit about the disaster that is Somalia, that has no capitalism, has no God-given rights guaranteed in a constitution, and has about 7 different tribes that have been fighting each other for the last 40 years. And then maybe after she's visited some...
Wow, he really went off on that. So what if I told you I have the cat emoji in the dance can? That I do a cat emote on these kids every time I kill them.
Throw a little cat up there? Cause you're calling him a pussy?
If I showed you what it is, you'd be like, you're queer, dog.
I'm sure.
No, man, I really do think this right here would just, you about have it right with this. How the fuck does he get between that many people? There's no way I died, man. He said I have iron. Fuck his thanks, man. That actually means a lot, you know.
Dude, this waitress and a coworker of hers waited on a table, and the guys who came in, it was a big group of guys that came in, they all had it's called their $100 dinner club. And they all put $100 towards the tip, everybody was in there, and so when they were done, there's $4,400, 44 fellas. 2 waitresses waited tables on them, right? And, they asked the waitresses beforehand if they had to split their tips with anybody else, and the waitress was like, no, we would just split the tip on this table with each other. So they tipped them 44, 22 apiece, and one of them got fired for telling the customers about the policy because the manager demanded that the $4,400 be split with every employee at the restaurant, because every employee at the restaurant helped out. That's what he said.
Wow.
And she was like, no, that's my tip, I'm keeping it, we don't ever split like that. And then they fired her.
$4,400 though, that's $4,000. If I was her, I would leave, man.
What? Niggers, filthy niggers.
Yeah.
She probably made more there than she did anywhere else. Or, I mean, like, yeah.
If she's smart. If she's smart, she goes to a lawyer before she spends any money. Talks to a paralegal or a lawyer and sees if she has a case to sue the company for wrongful termination, and use that $4,400 to pay lawyer fees to run that case and get paid $10 to $20K. Huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Settle out of court. I will settle. I'm willing to settle. Pay me. What do we need to pay you? Say a yearly salary is $50. I probably would have stayed around with you guys for at least 10 years. So $500K ought to do it.
That boy said $500K ought to do it.
After taxes, of course, so figure out that.
After taxes, of course, huh?
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes when you have the leverage and when you can convince people, like the car salesman, man, I convinced him to put leather in my car. I was like, yeah, man, all the numbers are good, everything works out. Car doesn't have leather seats, and unfortunately, I'd like to sign the paperwork tonight, but that's a deal breaker. He was like, oh, I could put leather seats in there. I was like, yeah, but it's going to change the price, man, and that's going to change everything, and that's going to make it a deal breaker. He said, you know what, man? If that's all that's holding us back, hold on. He went and talked to his manager, and the manager was like, okay. He comes back, he said, if you sign today, we'll put free leather in your car. Boom, signed it. Bop, let's go.
Boy, got that leather, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere on that leather.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I was buying the car, but I really wanted the leather. I didn't want to spend the $300 right here that I have. I didn't want to spend the extra money to get the leather. I got a base 300. The last one I had was a 300C with the Hemi and all the bells and whistles and everything, and I had that before when I was in Houston, and I don't want to do that no more. That's just too fast, man. I had too much trouble. I'm more of a coaster, more of a chill kind of guy. I'm getting old.
I like it, man. You like to ride in style. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah. The Expedition was nice, too, though. It was a limited... I mean, when I open the doors, the fucking rails fold down. And when I close them, they get sucked up underneath.
I get it, man. You got that flavor, dog.
Yeah, I mean, it had TV screens in the back of the headrest.
Oh, like
and
that.
DVD players in the front and the back.
And you had it like that.
Well, yeah, because I knew Little Man was going to be riding around with me, but then we moved and I could see the writing on the wall. It looked like gas was going to start getting expensive. It was last year. It was 2020, before the election. I was like, man, I think something's going to happen. Gas can be expensive. I need to get out of this big-ass vehicle. I need to get into a car. So I bought a house and then got a new car like the next week. That was the craziest part. That I got approved for all that stuff. I'm just sitting out here shooting the dog with my gun, all alone on the beach, walking to the middle of nowhere.
So if you did have to free up some disk space,
I wish I had a friend,
go ahead and launch
a friend to play with me,
and see if that resolves
someone
the issue.
who wants to play Call of Duty.
Then the next thing you need to do is keep Battle.net open, because we want to change the region. So at the moment,
how come I can't play Ty? Oh, Ty's not even here? Okay.
Region for myself. However, if you do not have the correct region, then that could be causing you the problem.
Right.
So make sure you do have the correct region selected. Once you have changed this, if you did need to read into the data folder, the next thing you need to do is open up File Explorer. You now need to click on this PC. And you need to just ensure that the drive you're trying to update Warzone on, or install Warzone 2, has enough disk space. If the drive doesn't have enough disk space, then Battle.net will get stuck when scanning game files. So if you did have to free up some disk space, once you've done that, go ahead and launch Battle.net again and see if that resolved the issue. If that didn't resolve the issue, then the next thing you need to do is keep Battle.net open, because we want to change the region. So at the moment I have Europe selected, which is the correct region for myself. However, if you do not have the correct region, then that could be causing you the problem. So make sure you do have the correct region selected. Once you have changed this, if you did need to change it, go ahead and click the update button again and see if that resolves the issue. If that didn't resolve the issue, then the next thing we want to do is click on the settings cog, and you now need to click on Show in Explorer. This will open up the location of your Warzone folder. We now need to go into Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
You haven't watched any of that
and you now need to go into the data folder. Once you've
everything that was on
completely closed down Battle.net.
Red Zone.
I'm going to do that now. Once you have closed down Battle.net, we now need to go into the next data folder, and you now need to change the order of the size by clicking on size. So we have the smallest size first. You now need to select the first file, and you then need to scroll down until you get to the next big file, which is 12 kilobytes for me. You then need to hold down shift, and you need to select the last file that's 1 KB. And you will now have all the 1 kilobyte files selected. You now need to press delete, and this will delete those files.
I
Once
mean,
you've done that,
yeah, but every
need to
Sunday
go
I'm just
ahead and
watching the
launch
Red Zone, so
Battle.net again and see if this resolves
there's quite a bit of it that I saw.
If that
Like,
didn't fix the problem, then close down Battle.net
I mean,
again.
I got to see
And you now
everything at
need to
the
go
end.
to the Battle.net
They played
folder,
practically
so
all
we
of
need
it.
to go back to the root
Last
where
full
we
quarter?
have Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Probably the last 4
And you now
minutes
need
of
to
the
right-click on this
when they were
folder
in that.
and rename it.
You remember when he throws that pick with 4:15 left
Yeah.
that we were talking about earlier, and then they get and dude runs it back. He makes that pathetic little attempt to tackle him. Well, I feel him. He doesn't want to get hurt, and he shows the lead. It's not worth it. 100%.
So we now need to click on install.
But
you now need to ensure the install location
then they get the ball back 4 minutes left. So from there on, the Red Zone kept them on the side and was going back to it every time there was a play and showing the play.
Enough disk space, so I'm going to modify the install.
They knew that there was going to be a bunch of drama involved, and it was going to come down to the end, and there was a chance, and all that other jazz.
You also
those guys really thought that wasn't a fumble.
Changed the modify install to what you currently have installed on your computer.
I thought it wasn't a fumble at the beginning until I saw
detect that you have
a replay
on your computer. So we now need to click
the one from the back really sealed it for me. I was like, yep, okay. It's just not going forward. I mean, if he had held that ball for 3 milliseconds longer,
the root where we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and you now need to right-click on this folder and rename it. You can simply just add a 1 to the end
of a U of H kid.
and then click. We now need to launch back.
No, it was
Brandon Allen for a little bit.
Rename it.
Yeah, it was Allen there that fumbled that.
To the end of the folder.
At the end.
Click.
Heineke got hurt or something.
Launch Battle.net
he was getting
again.
molested out there,
And
man.
once you have launched Battle.net, it should now say install for Warzone, because it cannot detect that you have Warzone installed
in ways that
on
you're
your
not
computer.
supposed to be touched in, man.
So we now need to click on install. You now need to ensure the install location is the same location where you already have Warzone installed.
Yeah, Parsons went off, bro.
Location is
I fucking
absolutely
loved it.
However, I don't actually have.
I wish Curse would have had a better
so I'm
game.
going to modify the install quickly by deselecting all
He's like the only player on that defense that didn't have a good game today.
So I now have enough
Or an
disk
interception.
space.
Oh,
You
Curse.
also
He played for Tennessee, right?
have changed the modify install to what
I think he
currently
did. No.
on your computer. So I know I
No,
don't have
his dad did, remember? Javon Curse. I think that's his dad.
So once you're
Yeah,
happy,
it is.
you can now go ahead and press start install.
The Freak is what they call him. He was defensive end. He was like
install begin.
Jadavian Clowney before Clowney.
Fetching data. And once it's finished doing this, we then need to pause the install.
He had long
So now it's changed
arms,
to
long
87
legs,
gigs
super
remaining.
fast.
I need to pause
Could
the
explode
install.
around
I now need to
the
close out
offensive lineman.
Battle.net.
He
Once
could
you've
get sacks
closed down
easy.
Battle.net, we now need to delete the folder that is just
I know about
created,
like that.
and we then need to rename our folder back to Call of
Curse
Duty
said if he,
Modern
I know his
Warfare.
uncle played too.
We now need to
his
open
uncle or
up
his dad said he's
Battle.net
talking about
again,
Tennessee. That's
and
what
we
that
now
record.
need to resume the
The rookie
install
record?
again
Sack
by
record?
clicking
Yeah,
on
the rookie sack
play.
record.
And
I think
as
it might be
you
his
see,
uncle.
it's now beginning to do the update.
Oh, that's cool, too.
And this should hopefully resolve the issue you were
Which,
having with
you
it
mean,
getting
yeah,
stuck
it's your
on
dad's brother,
scanning
yeah,
game
that's cool.
files and not
Cool
updating.
and cooler if that was
However,
yeah.
if that still doesn't resolve the issue, then the only other thing you can do is just
Yeah, that
ensure
dude's
that
a
your
stud. He came out of
security is
nowhere for
not
us.
blocking Battle.net from updating, and also try turning off UAC. So to do this, all you need to do is right click on the start menu icon. You then need to go onto settings. You now need to type in the settings search at the top, UAC, and click on change user account control settings. You now need to change this to never notify. Once you've done that, press OK, restart your computer, and then open up
I had a fun
Battle.net
weekend
again.
eating food and
So
doing
that now
what
brings
I
me to the
wanted.
end of this video. comment below and let everyone know which method helped resolve the issue for you in this video. And also, if this video did help you out and you enjoyed it, then don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more computer sluggish tutorials. Top UAC. You now need to type in.
Who has the ball right now? Green Bay does.
So now it's changed to 87 gig remaining. I need to pause the engine. So as you can see, it's now multiplayer, Spec Ops, and survival. Also do need to make a location where you already have Warzone installed.
You can probably know who I'm rooting for right now.
Absolutely fine. However, I don't actually have enough disk space.
It would be Green Bay, I'll tell you that.
Install quickly by deselecting all these.
Have it being 10 and 3.
I don't want
any roads leading to Green Bay in the playoffs.
You also do.
Oh, you want Green Bay to lose?
Have changed the modify install.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You're not rooting for Green Bay.
Installed on your computer.
No.
So I know I don't.
I know
have
you
I'm rooting for the touchdown though.
Spec Ops and survival installed.
Score all you can, but lose by one.
Press start install.
You hear that?
We now need to let the install begin. So as you can see, it's now fetching data. And once it's finished doing this, we then need to pause the install.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that he scored. You know, that's me you out when you're happy.
I need to pause the install. I now need to close down Battle.net.
You know how it goes, dog.
Scored.
We now need to delete the folder
nice.
just created.
I haven't seen it yet.
And we then need to rename our folder back to
you're okay.
Modern Warfare. We now need to open up Battle.net again.
I just don't want Devontae Adams to have a big night.
The install again by clicking.
As much as Fly needs it, I don't want it to happen. I need this other guy. I need this other guy to lose.
That's why I look at him because he's gonna be literally either in second or third. The playoff thing is set. Like, it doesn't even matter if he loses. He's playing proof. There's
either way, second or third.
Yeah, because I.
So proof could get second still.
Yeah. If he wins and if Fly loses, they'll both be 9 and 5. So it'll be a tiebreaker of what happened when they played earlier this season. And,
no, I don't think it's heads up. I think it's points.
Points.
Yeah.
Well, I might be the highest scorer in the league here after this.
Flies had that pretty locked up for a minute.
And we now need to resume
15-10. I have 1481, and Fly isn't blowing anything out of the water right now. Oh, never mind. He's at 97.
Fetching data.
I'll be in second then.
Survival.
Because I was in third, and
so once you're
I was behind JT
you can now go ahead
by
and press
3 points.
Start install.
We
now need to let the install begin. So as you can see, it's now fetching data.
I scored them by
once it's finished
16,
doing this,
take away
we
4,
then need to pause
so I have
the
12 more
install.
points.
So now it's changed to 87 gig remaining. I need to pause the install.
Team really came out of nowhere,
I now need to close down Battle.net. Once you've closed down Battle.net, we now need to delete the folder that is just created, and we then need to rename our folder back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare. We now need to open up Battle.net again, and we now need to resume the install again by clicking on the play button. And as you can see, it's now beginning to do the update. And this should hopefully resolve the issue you were having
Got it, figured it out, got it working.
Game files and not updating.
What was it?
However, if that still doesn't resolve the issue,
I have to delete a bunch of fucking data files in a fucking
ensure that your security
folder of the fucking. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, so I had to delete a bunch of porn. Oh my god.
That child pornography, man. You need to quit it, dog. I warned you about this, man.
Thank you to this guy who made this video. Man, it's
I warned you, bro. I warned him, Bill.
Which one play, Diego? Come on. Let's go get a dub.
Do I want to play after you made us wait? Or especially Bill out of everybody.
You wait.
Bro, Bill's... Hey, you did that to Bill, dog. That's fucked up, man.
Hey, they could have played any time. I told them the situation.
Yeah,